Hello and welcome to another 3D Max rFactor tutorial. I am your host, FreeW67. Today I'll be showing you how to set up the plugins for rFactor 1 and rFactor 2, how to use the batch file I created, and also if this is the first time you fired up Max, what to change inside Max so it's set up for rFactor. Let's get started. For rFactor 1 plugins, you need to head over to rFactor.net, go to the rFactor 1 Dev Corner section, grab your plugins for your version of Max, grab the version 2 tool pack because you'll have your core shaders.mas in there. You could also grab that from your shared folder inside rFactor 1. And then if you're setting up rFactor 2, you will go to, if you installed it to your default location, you will go to your rFactor 2 in the documents, support, tools, plugins, grab your Max files out of these folders. So I'm 09, I grab these 3 files, and then for the core shaders mass, I will go into mod dev, shared, and grab the core shaders mass from there. Now if you were just wanting to run rFactor 1 or rFactor 2 plugs, the 3 files will go into your plugins folder, the converter, material, and texture, and then you need to drop the core shaders mass into the hardware shaders folder. And now that Max is open, let's go to customize, unit setup. We need metric, meters, system unit setup 1.0 equals meters. Everything with rFactor is done in meters. Let's go back up to customize, preference, viewport. Now I like to use OpenGL. I use ATI cards, so since Max 7 and 8, OpenGL has just worked better for me. You might be perfectly fine in Direct3D. If you have some goofy issues with Max, I recommend switching over and see if that helps solve some of your problems. So let's configure driver. If you have a decent computer, I highly recommend doing this. Checking all the boxes. 1024, 512, check, linear, nearest. What this does is actually will improve the texture quality inside of Max. So you'll be able to see the textures a little bit clearer. So let's go OK. Now let's go over to the utilities button or this hammer. Now I already set this up, but in order to do that, well, if we click more, it'll say Gmotor, GMT tools here. But what I like to do is click configure button. Let's add one. I think default's 9. Grab and drop. Type in a name, hit save, and when you click OK, this button will appear over here. Click it. There's all your tools to export. You can see, what is it, 45C is rFactor 1, and I think 2 is 0.5. The tools are different. There's a slightly different look to each, so you should know which one you're in. Just to double check that everything has been installed properly, you can click M on the keyboard or go up here for the material editor, click standard, and then you should see Gmotor material right here. Once all these options are installed, all of this is set up. If you changed anything in the viewports or the drivers, you'll need to shut Max down and start it back up. But once you do that, you'll be ready to start modding. Any questions or comments, please feel free. Post them here on the YouTube video or over at my forum at nsrs.gelcentral.com. Thanks for watching.